by about 2010, this is where I really started to feel it, because before I was like, okay, I had money in the bank. I was, even though I was negative out of pocket, by the time, I could afford to pay the negative, because my thinking was, because I wasn't looking at cash flow, I was looking at appreciation, right? Thinking,
You're
oh,
in
you know what?
Seattle. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's the only way to do it.
well, things are going great. I'm out of pocket. It's a forced savings. Of course, then when you don't have money coming in, it becomes an issue, right?
Mhm.
So this is where, the crap hit the fan. It's like, man, now I really like, my bank account is dry, right? And my tenants aren't paying because they're having challenges themselves. The
Right.
whole economy was having a challenge, but
Yeah.
I, at the time, I felt like I was the only one, like it was just happening to me, right? But looking back, like everybody was affected.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it got so bad. You know, I ended up, I'll cut the long story short, but I ended up, filing for bankruptcy. Some of my properties went to foreclosure, gave some property back, and ended up doing some short sales. I mean, it was a
Wow.
disaster. It was just horrible. I mean,
How
and
long did that last? Like to be in that emotion and that frame? Like what was that period like?
man,
How long?
it seemed like forever, but it must have lasted. I was in it for about 4 or 5 years, just kind of in that rut, right?
Of selling stuff, like once the shit hit the fan, it took you 5 years from that to like finally kind of getting out of it. So you were
Yeah,
in that kind of doomsday, woe is me, this isn't working out, what should I be doing, what did I
exactly,
do wrong, I'm so smart but I feel stupid.
exactly. Because it was like, and
Dang, that's a long
financially,
time.
like, because from like just growing up, I always thought I was in a good path and graduated from college, got a good paying job, made good money. So I never really experienced like a so-called hardship,
A real
right?
failure. I
Yeah,
think
well,
I think as engineers and all, we've always been taught not to even come close to failure to
yeah,
prevent all this. So, man, that I love that.
yeah. So here I'm thinking I'm such a failure, and I mean, not only like financially, but emotionally. Here now I have like 3 kids and a wife, right? I mean, so I'm like, I've
Whoa,
got, it's just not me anymore. I've got a whole family to take care of,
right?
and Green, I was so broke. I mean, I'll share this story with you. It was on my daughter's birthday. I remember this so well, and obviously I was used to making money and stuff like that, right? But I was so broke, literally, I had to sneak into her bedroom, go into her piggy bank so I can grab money to buy her a birthday gift for her birthday. Creighton. That that was like the lowest of low. I mean, I was literally, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, wow. I mean, I was like, I was crying to the store, going to the dollar store. That's where I was going, Creighton, to the dollar store. And here I am. It's my daughter's birthday. I go, steal money from her piggy bank just so I can drive to the dollar store, for a couple bucks, get her own birthday gift.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know,
man.
it was tough, and I literally was crying, and I was like, as a man or as a father, we want to be able to take care of our kids. We want to be able to be the provider. We want to take care of our family.
Yeah,
And when I said I was broke, I mean I literally was just financially broke. I was emotionally broke, right? Spiritually broke. I mean, I didn't know, like, I didn't know what to do, where, but one thing I knew, I'm a believer, I believe there's a higher, you know, um, being, right?
right.
And so I said, Lord, help me be the man you created me to be. Help me be that person you created me. Because I always believe that, you weren't put on this earth to suffer. You weren't put on this earth so you can get through life. I mean, you're put on this earth so you can thrive and live the life you want to live.
Right.
I've always believed that. But at the time, I was not living that. I was
Yeah.
like, gosh, like I like, it was, I was in a really deep hole, really dark place in my life. but I knew there's got to be a way out, right? And what I realized is that, for things to change, we got to change, right? Because that's
Right.
what Jim Rohn says. We tend to look at what's going on in the outside world, right? But really, it starts from us. It starts from looking inside, like what was my contribution to this? Let me take some responsibility. How did I fail? What happened? How did I get here? Right. And then once I got to that point, I started just really, looking inside, just working on myself, and the relation with my spouse was really dicey. One of you know, the major causes of divorce, one of them is finances, right?
Yeah.
And I remember when we were dating and, before we got married, right? This was my promise to her. I said, honey, let's not let money be what separates us. You know, as long as I have my two hands, let me build our dreams for us.